Pleasant evening to your viewers across East and West Belize. I'm your host for this evening program. With me in studio this evening, it's some individual that most persons are familiar with. To my extreme right is Mr. Gobian Arbajan, and Prime Minister Representative of Region 6. Sitting next to him is Mr. Nan Prasad from Nan Prasad Group of Company. Sitting next to Mr. Nan Prasad is Mr. Moore, Terence Moore, a well-known activist and individual who want to see Guyana is being moving and grow. This evening we're going to be taking you through the plans and update for the number 63 beach. I'll now give my panel the opportunity to introduce themselves and to give a brief word of introduction each.
Thank you, George. Well, you already done the introduction, and we are here tonight to bring to you some of the plans and some of the things that will be happening Monday at the 63 beach. And one of the thing that we presently working on as of yesterday, I would talk to the regional vice chairman, Mr. Dennis DeHoop, who was on the ground organizing to get 3 of the entrance prepared so you can know which one to drive in and drive out with. He was working on the ground with the contractors to get those sorted out. I must also say that the Regional Democratic Council, the REO, Mr. Kim Stephen, also with a short notice, with the regional engineer, Mr. Bish, would I put a request in and asked if they could facilitate the washroom at the beach. And yesterday I get a call back from Bish, and he told me that it's approved and they have a contractor. I think up until today they was trying to get a 4 washroom facility up and ready for Easter Monday. So in all, it was a teamwork with the region and along with some of the people on the ground who have an interest on the beach. I also extend myself to the 5274 NDC and ask for their support, and the 5274 NDC overseer willingly say that he will help out by providing some garbage bin, which he have, and whatever little he can chip in. And he also assures that if he's going to arrange some of his SIP workers to join a cleaning campaign, which Nan Prasad will mention to you later on, which they take the initiative to bring down the Miss Earth, all the Miss Earth delegate to the beach tomorrow to start up a cleaning campaign, so we can get the beach ready. And there's some more things, but I will let some of them speak on it. And
yes, so Mr. Harbajan, saying that you were touching on the number 63 beach, would you go right ahead and highlight what can patron expect at the beach when they come? We normally know that you have a large crowd of person will come in at the beach. Would you mind saying where the entrance, where the exit, and so that person can be briefed, so that when they get there they know directly, so we have this smooth transition, people leaving and entering the beach?
yes, as of yesterday, I know the regional vice chairman, Mr. DeHoop, was going to reach with the command and the traffic chief. And as usual, George, it will be the same routine as usual. We have 63, 62, and 61. And I think the vice chairman spoke to me yesterday, and he said that he's also flicking in another one at 64. And I think there will be some changes with the entrance going in and going out. But what I can assure you is that the traffic rank will be at all these entrance. So they will direct the traffic in and out, which going to be, I know one of them will be a 2-way, which most likely 63, and they were deciding about 61 entrance, because as you may understand, George, when after Easter or any activities at the beach, especially in the evening around 4:35, the traffic does be very very packed up and accident, etc. So we are trying to avoid that. I think a few nights ago the traffic chief with his some OC was on the program also talking about what preparation they have. And also at the beach, what I can assure you is that the commander and the traffic police will be at the beach, in case we have any, misbehave, etc. And it seems to be we are on that. I want to also touch on it that, drivers coming in from far distance. I know the beach is one of the major attraction for Barbichan, and it's a recreation for every Barbichan, including the entire Guyana and even the Surinamis that's come also. So, drinking and driving at the beach, or teach someone to drive that day at the beach, I don't think that's something should be entertained, and I can let the public know that the police will go zero tolerance in it, and that's not the day for
But
that.
to touch on that, Mr. Harbajan, indeed it will not be the appropriate time because we know for a fact there's going to be a large crowd and children mostly because people taking this a family day where people reflect about the birth and death of Jesus and they go to celebrate the Easter activity. So they're going to be large crowd culminating at the beach. So we cannot expect to teach somebody to drive on that day at the beach. What we can expect from patron is to participate in the activity that they're going to have on the beach and for them to respect each other. And let us apply also the zero tolerance in terms of disposing of our garbage. Use receptacle bin that is going to be placed at various points at the beach, and people should be adhering to the time.
Yeah,
Touch on that for me, Mr. Harbajan.
one of the it's a very good point you raise, George. As present, we don't have a beach committee. To be honest with you, I would have raised that concern with the regional chairman early last year, and I didn't take it back to him. There was so much thing happening in 2018, but at this point, if people visiting the beach, I mean, if you can carry it's your garbage. If you can carry a plastic bag and put it and just tie it and put it up, and if the bins are full, just find a spot in a corner, just leave it there. And I like I said, I spoke to the NDC overseer, and he said that once the garbage is tied in a plastic bag, put safely on corner, it will help them, easy access to pick it up and dispose of it.
Correct.
Because the beach, 63 Beach is not only for Easter alone or August Monday. It's a recreation. Every Saturday and Sunday. The beach got people. It's packed. Unfortunately, we didn't do much to that beach lately because we are trying to form this committee. And one of the things I'm advocating is that the beach management committee must be from East Berbice and mostly from the 5274 area. So those people at the bottom from that constituency can have some sort of leadership and management role to take care of the beach. Because one of the things is that it's activity every week, and we should get more people involved, and I'm a strong believer that we shouldn't look in the throw Joshua we need to get member on the beach committee. We got to go local.
Yes, with what you have said, Tahad, would there be a fee attached to individual or commuters who would be going to the beach on that day?
That's also a good point you touch on, George. Since we take government, I think in 2016, I think that was the first time we started to, get a little control on that beach. We never charge a fee. The beach is there and it's for the people, and charging a fee, you must have something to showcase or facility, good facility if you're going to charge a fee. At this time, we don't have that, so there will be no charge to go to the beach. Also for the people who are vending, it's very important if you can make contact with the 5274 NDC overseer or the chairman there, and I'm sure they have some sort of rules or some restriction that if you're going to set up your thing to sell, your start to sell, your tent and everything, I think you should be responsible for the garbage that you accumulate at that area.
Yes.
And you should be, because what happens is I will go wrong with them, and if I find that you have this big tent, you're selling beer and food and etc., at least you must have a garbage bin to put the stuff, because remember, we not the the NDC or the region or there's, like I said, there's no beach committee. You're not paying any fee. All we're asking that you responsible for your garbage. It is your garbage, please. So let's go that route, because if we come wrong and we see you're not doing that, I mean, we, you know, you don't know what can. I mean, we may warn you, but at the end, the NDC is the one responsible for cleaning it. So contact them. They will give you some of the little rules they have there, right?
Yes, added to what you're saying, that we know at the number 63 beach, it is not, there isn't a committee in place. And we have Mr. Nan Prasad, group of company on board. And this year at the number 63 beach, they're going to be partnering to have a number of activity undertaken at the beach. At this time, I would want Mr. Nan Prasad to just walk us through some of what we can expect from the Miss Earth delegation that is going to be here, those delegates that is contesting for the Miss Earth 2019 pageant. They're going to be at the number 63 beach. Mr. Nan Prasad, at this time I would want you to walk us through what are some of the activity and engagement will be culminating at the beach in terms of the Miss Earth pageant program.
Thank you, moderator. For the week starting tomorrow, 7 o'clock, there is a weekend of activity with the Miss World and collaboration with Nan Prasad. And that starts, as I said, tomorrow, 7 o'clock, leaving Georgetown.
Miss Ort.
Miss Earth, the entire delegate, and they will be stopping and making short visit on their way to 36 Village.
Okay.
And when they get there, then we're going to assemble, and from there, they will go to the beach at 2 o'clock tomorrow to start a cleanup campaign.
So therefore, Mr. Nan Prasad, at this stage, we can invite the general public to come out, and they can able to meet the delegate, and they can able to also participate in the cleanup, because what Mr. Arbajan would have alluded to earlier, he said that there is no fee attached to it. And if there is no fee attached to using of the beach, then people should be responsible enough to partner in cleaning this activity. So when patron or the public can come out and assist, what they to expect there, Mr. Nan Prasad? Are there going to be any gears? Are there going to be any gloves? Touch on that.
Yes, we're gonna get some gears and also some basic things them that for hygiene purpose.
Yes.
And the delegates and the Nan Prasad and company staff will be there, and if anybody feel free to come around, then it's gonna make the work easier, because more people you have, it's the lighter the duty gonna be for everybody.
Yes.
And then when you see more people, you tends to work harder too, because you know it's more joy to work along. So yes, you know, we would have liked to see quite a lot of people to join in the cleanup campaign. And on Sunday, the delegates again and the company will start tree planting at Curriverton at 8 o'clock, then to Rosal and New Amsterdam. And during the course too, there are a few stops for visit. And on Monday at 10:45, they will be at the beach to partner with the Nan Prasad Foundation for a fundraising activity that to raise funds for kids, needy kids, and also to mingle with the beach, the patrons in the beach, and also some pictures and more familiarized with our quarantine environments, and you know, so so it's an entire weekend of activity.
Okay, so to add it to what you're saying, Mr. Nan Prasad, they going to be the delegation of Miss Earth pageant team going to be in Berbice. They're going to be stopping at various points to various places. Then they're going to be conducting some activity on the beach. And then we also have where they're going to also participate with the patron on the beach Easter Monday, so that families can go out and they can able to take photo shot and so with those delegates that is going to be there, right? So they're not only coming to work, but they are also coming to learn about the culture of Berbice and to also participate in the culture of Berbice, because we know that number 63 beach would have been a mark on the calendar as a they're promoting tourism in Berbice. And I must say this, that I'm very appreciative of your effort in partnering with the number 63 beach. Never mind there isn't a committee in place, but Mr. Harbajan, who has been taking the bull by its horn for years, has been running with that program for the past 3 years. I would have been here talking about the beach plans that patron can expect and so. And this year I am more happy to know that we can have Mr. Nanprasad on board, and not only Nanprasad on board, but we're going to also have the Miss Earth pageant team on board too this year. So that's I'm really appreciative of that, and I must applaud you for the effort and work.
I don't know how much people might know or hear about Miss Earth pageant coming up soon, and the entire delegates going to be in quarantine. I mean, this program we can't get into that because that's a long.
Yes, I know the
that's
time will
needed
not permit
permit
us.
us. But what I would advise the people out there is to go and reach with these delegates, and you can speak to them, and then maybe they'll have time to tell you all about this method, what it mean for Guyana, what it mean for the world. You know, Guyana take a lead in the green initiative, and you know all these things, and Nanprasad always take a social responsibility in this region and the country as a whole, and that's why we are a big sponsor of this big delegates, and for the delegates, and also to have the delegates for the entire weekend in quarantine, reaching people from in the average village and in the town and in the beach. And you know, the beach is our only national entertainment spot or relaxation spot for Region 6, because we don't have any other area that we can go and relax, and you know, and then it's an area that place that you reach so much different people at
Yes,
one
all walks of life at one
place.
place.
No way in Guyana actually you can meet so much people in one small areas.
Okay, so it seems that we're going to be touching on Miss Earth, and people may want to know like what is this old Miss Earth about? And because we're promoting Miss Earth, we're going to now ask Mr. Terrence that he can able to shine some other light on this Miss Earth, because we are keeping with the green state economy and we're trying to develop that by 2025. So, Mr. Terrence, the floor is over to you.
Yeah, good night, viewers. The Miss Earth, well, the pageant per se, the whole focus of the pageant is to deal with the whole question of Miss Earth, which has a lot to do with the state of the country in terms of promoting a healthy environment. As you know, the government, through the president, the emphasis is on promoting a green economy, right?
Yes.
The government is pushing heavily on promoting a green economy. When it comes to the 63 beach, one of the problems we've had over the years is the whole question of the maintenance and the sustenance of the beach. There's always been a pollution problem in terms of garbage disposal and the maintenance of the beach in the proper manner. As part of the Green Initiative program, it's very important that the beach per se work to get an environment which is conducive for people to be safe, right? And at the same time promote this whole question of the green economy, right? As I said before, the government is pushing for the green economy, which per se is maintaining an healthy environment, where you have this whole question of garbage disposal and you know I think it has a lot to do with the tree planting as well, to promoting the green economy. This number 63 beach is one of our main tourist attractions, and it is my taking that we should make all effort to make it one of our landmark green economy sites in Guyana. Right? Every effort should be spared, and I must congratulate the Nanprasad group of companies for taking this initiative of bringing the pageant participants to the beach on Monday and also tomorrow to assist in the cleanup exercise, right? And as Guyanese, we all should be aware and should strive to make our country better in terms of promoting what the president is emphasizing on in terms of a healthy state by moving towards a green economy.
I want to thank you, Mr. Moore. And we know that we're not only looking at our health as an individual, but we are also looking at our health and safety for our environment. And that is why we are pushing, and we need to have every citizen of Guyana to be a part of this Green Initiative program and to assist in one way or another, because each one of us have a major role to play. And that is to say, in terms of the way how we dispose of our garbage. And if we looked and see around, we are moving in a time where there is global warming. And if they're going to have global warming, and if we're going to just go and dispose of our garbage anyhow, then we are causing pollution. And from this pollution, there are so many other ailments is coming out from it, right? And we have recently we had an outbreak with mosquito and so in the top. If we keep our environment, our trees, and so you can able to debush where it's necessary. So I want to ask the general public, play your part. Mr. Nampasad Group and Company is playing his part. The government of Guyana is playing their part. Mr. Gobin Arbajan is championing the cause because he wants to make number 63 beach one of the main and big tourist attraction for Berbice. And you would have heard earlier in the genesis of our presentation, he would have said that there is people as far as Suriname would be culminating on 63 beach on Easter Monday. And we know that they have host of people coming all the way from Georgetown, Linden, and that is our main attraction. And we want to ask patron, as you come to the beach, let us use this as our first stepping stone to partner with this green state economy. When you're going to come and meet with those delegates, they're going to be able to introduce, because each one of the delegates have a different platform that they are going to be touching on that is all within promoting a green state. So, Mr. Terence.
Yeah, one of the things I would like to see happening, especially on a day like Easter Monday, is once you, as Guyanese, once you go on the beach, right, people should walk with receptacles, for garbage disposal. Over the years, it has always been a problem on 63 Beach where people would accumulate on the beach, but after they would have left the beach, the place is in an unhealthy state, right? If people can become more careful in terms of how they dispose their garbage, we can have a much more healthier environment. The beach can be much more safe and healthier to go on. I would like to take this opportunity as it is now to ask persons who are going to use the beach on Monday to walk with some kind of receptacle or a garbage bag or something, so you can dispose of your garbage in a nice, decent manner, and not to pollute the beach with whole set of garbage. And when you get there after Easter Monday, the place is polluted with garbage. It helps, and it's one of the things that the government is working on, and that's why we're pushing for the green economy, that people can be more conscious in terms of the environment in which they live, their whole attitude towards garbage disposal, and generally speaking, to make the environment much more safer. So I would just like to ask persons to walk with some form of receptacle so they can dispose of garbage on Monday.
That's so appreciative, because if we have an healthy environment, then we'll have healthy people.
Exactly.
And each one of us have to play our part. And primarily, there is not a committee in place for the number 63 beach, and each one of our presenters is talking about how we can maintain, how we can enhance, and how we can care our beach. I want the general public to take keen note. The number 63 beach do not have a committee that will go and clean it. Mr. Nan Prasad and his team, along with the Miss Earth team, they're going to be there tomorrow doing some proprietary work in terms of cleaning the beach. And these people are cleaning, it comes with a cost. So we're asking each person that is going to culminate on Easter Monday to use the beach in a manner that it can be preserved for generation to come. And for the tourists, we can able to boost it as a tourist attraction for Berbice, that when tourists come in the country, and we know in a short while from now, after the Easter, we're going to have the Carnival and the Independence. and people going to come and they're going to go to the number 63 beach, because if they're coming to the Caribbean or to Guyana for the very first time, and there is no place in Barbados that you can come without not going, is the number 63 beach, where you can have that overlooking view of Suriname and so we want to encourage person to respect each one by using your correct way of disposal of garbage. And your correct way of disposal of garbage is to put your garbage in receptacles that are going to be placed at strategic point. If the receptacles are inadequate, then I'm asking at this stage that people walk with their garbage bag, and they can put in their stuff as a family, and they can put it in a safe place. Mr. Harbajan would have indicated that the water would not get it. So after they would have leave the activity, the NDC within that area can able to easily go and pick up the garbage, because they will already be secure in bags. Okay? I would want to come back to Mr. Nanpesad with the said that there's going to be stops at various places. Is it possible, Mr. Nanpesad, at this stage you can share or shed some light to the public where are some of the places that they are going to be stopping, so that if individual may not get a chance of going to the beach, they can able to come out in the community and reach these delegates?
Okay, as I said, tomorrow they will be coming from Georgetown. They will reach in 36, and from there the beach, and that will conclude the Saturday. But on Sundays, they will be in Corviton and for a tree planting exercise, and they will be probably mingle around in the areas for a while, then come to Rosal for exercise for the tree planting and for some mingle in this town area, and then do the same in New Amsterdam for the entire, and that's what conclude the Sunday activity with Sunday. So they will be in the town basically meeting people, because tomorrow Sunday it's might not be busy, but at least they will stop and walk around and see what is it small town look like.
Okay,
And,
so
then-
in a little nutshell, dear viewers, you have it that the delegates are going to be in our township, and we know for the East Quarantine Barbados area there are 3 towns, and they're going to be at Corriverton. I think they're going to go there the morning. They would be at Rosal in the midday, and they would be in New Amsterdam in the evening. So if residents are living anywhere between these 3 towns, you are free to come out and just keep your ears out to know the time that they're going to be in your area, and you can come out and you can able to meet your delegates, so you can able to start showing some support for those contestants as they run up to the final pageant.
You have a stage,
We want the trees.
Just a minute. Also, in by 12:30 on Sunday, they will be in the Blackbush. They will drive through Blackbush, meeting some of these people on the tree bridge. Say hi to them.
Okay,
around
well you
tree.
see,
So
they're not
they'll-
going to be only reaching our tongue, but they're going through our farming community.
Yes.
And we know the Blackbush Polar is
Setting
largely
up a stage
under
on the show.
agriculture in terms of
Yeah.
crops and
Sure.
livestock. And they're going to be going through there, reaching with residents in the Blackbush area. So we're trying not to exempt any community in Region 6, so they will have a chance of touring the entire Region 6. So they will learn about the culture and about the people of the various community. In addition, Mr. Nanpesad, before I go to Arbajan, would you mind saying the tree planting would be taking place within the tree tongue,
Yes.
or area within the tree tongue that person can come out and partner with? Because when these contestants would plant these trees and leave, the ownership is on the resident of those community to maintain the trees.
Yes, I can't tell you specifically which spot will be, but I know it's in the tongue. I can't say the exact spot, but they will be in the tongue areas.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nanpesad. We're over to you, Mr. Gobin Arbajan. Would you mind touching, because we know for a number of years the Tourism Association of Guyana would have been participating or would have been enhancing project at the number 63 beach. Is it possible you can shed some light on that, Mr. Harbajan?
Yes, George. Over the past few years, I had a good relationship with the tourism authority, and a few days ago when I emailed them in reference to the Miss Earth, Don Passad is bringing the Miss Earth to the beach, and also they are taking the initiative to clean the beach the day before. I mean, we have the acting director, the deputy director, Carla James. She was excited about it, and as usual, they always give me support. As much as they know we don't have a committee, they're always there willing to, whatever little they can, and they always emphasize on me that, try to get a committee or encourage the regional chairman to, sort it out. And you had mentioned we don't have a committee, but it doesn't mean that we will not going to have one. I would have worked along with the overseer from 5274. We put some names together. We put a proposal together. I think we give the names to the regional chairman early 2018. But I think presently the regional chairman will leave. But when he come back, that will be one of the things I will push back to him again, that let we hurry up, because it's the beach, like you mentioned, and Moin would have mentioned, it is not only a recreation for Borbichan, but it's for all of Guyana and other places. And people from overseas, George, many people from overseas book the vacation special just to come for Easter. We want to give them something to take back.
Yes.
And what we give them to take back, look, the hospitality and some of the things will be happening at the beach. The beach have different variety of food that day. You have vendors and
Yes.
everything happening there. And it's at this time it is a teamwork with the Regional Democratic Council and the NDC. And one of the things at the last statutory meeting we have, the vice chairman caught me off guard when he said that well, he already put in forget the tree entrance upgrade. Normally I just remind them, but this to show that the councillors and the REU, we always on the same page. And we remember, Easter is coming up. We have to look after the entrance. Normally I just remind them, but in this case, this last RDC meeting, they remind me, which is good. And I want to come back to the Miss Earth delegate that coming in. This will make the beach. People will come out in numbers. I know, and I made to understand from the organizer of Nan Passad Group and Company who put in this thing together, that there will be photo shoot there. People will take out picture with these delegates, and it's absolutely free. It's absolutely free, and this is what make it more interesting. So we only asking for you to just come out, enjoy yourself, have a good time. We will get police officer on the beach. They will give you direction, which is the exit entrance and which is the in entrance. And all we are asking that at the Nan Passad booth, that please, if these delegates will be there, and I think there will be a little platform. They will be doing the stuff, marketing, whatever they're doing there. And I know these young men how they is, George. But if there's going to be any misbehave, the police will be on hand. So I'm just just be careful. You go there, you want a picture, you ask, there will be people there, you just communicate with them. George, I also wanted to go back to the washroom facility that the region lately did, and like I said, all hats off to the REO and the engineer and the vice chairman, that, these 4 washroom, the location is, they can see it, it's all there in plain sight view. However, you have, in many cases, you just find around 1-2 o'clock time, you have mischief young men that's going in the corner there. So I'm warning them that again, that we will be having the police in that area. So if you have that intention, please don't try it there, because I will be at the beach, and George maybe know me by now. I'm very serious when it comes to wrongdoing.
Yes, so we want to thank Mr. Harbajan for that. And I want to emphasize to what Mr. Harbajan is saying. This is your day to come out to the beach, have fun. But at the same time, have fun. Let us have clean fun. And I'm asking patrons when they come, and you would have alluded to they're going to be the contestants there. However, we don't want it to be a sort. The public is free to come, meet, and greet, as all of you would have alluded to, that you can have pictures and so with the contestant. But this is my primary focus that I would want at the beach. When you come to the beach, because you know, Mr. Nanpasad may not have seen it here, but I am now asking the general public. When you go to the beach, look for Mr. Nanpasad and Company Foundation and support that worthy cause, because there are going to be a fundraising activity at the beach. And all proceeds that they make go towards charity. And we know that Mr. Nanpasad has been taking a lead role in the development of Region 6, not only in tourism, but if you notice in education, he would have launched the e-agriculture project,
40
where
million.
farmers can be able to have easy access to internet and to be linking their produce to market. So we want to ask the public to come out, look for Mr. Nanpasad Foundation Group and support it in whatever they are going to be doing on that day. I want the public to come out and support, because just recently he would have also partnered with the education. So he is not only in social activity, he is not only in the agriculture basin or the agriculture belt, but he is also leading in education, where a new lab is donated
40 million.
to the university, and that is in John campus, right? That will be open in another month or two,
So 40
right?
million.
In excess of $40 million donation. And other business person out there can do the same as Mr. Nanpasad. Let us just work together to ensure that the initiatives, our dream and plan for the number 63 beach becomes a reality, and that we can able to promote our green state. Because in another few years, we're going to be talking about the oil and gas initiative and the oil and gas sector, and how Guyana is going to be transformed. But we don't want to place emphasis on our oil and gas and we abandon or we neglect our environment. Our environment will play a pivotal role in the transformation of our green state economy and maintaining in it. So, having said that, Mr. Moore, would you take the opportunity right now?
I just want to re-emphasize this whole question around the environment. Even though the beach doesn't have a committee, right? I think as Barbicians and as Ghanaians on the whole, it is a responsibility we should all take to ensure that the beach is maintained in a proper manner and the environment is always clean and presentable. I would like to take this opportunity now to ask the business community in Berbice to play some part in terms of maintenance of the beach, in terms of the sustenance of the beach, in terms of maintenance of the environment. We all go there, we all use the facility, and you don't have to be a big businessman or a big contributor to, but just assist in terms of maintaining the beach, ensuring that the environment is kept in a manner that when we have tourists coming in together, that people can say, well, look, we're truly moving towards a green economy, and the beach can be used as an example that the government is moving towards this kind of environment. Right? So I'm calling the business community again. Let's put our hands together and work towards making 63 Beach for what it is. Because it's been years now where we've been talking about maintaining the beach, the sustenance of the beach and so on, but nothing has really been happening in terms of uplifting the standards of the beach. And I think the community in Berbice, the business community, ought to play a bigger role. It doesn't have to be a big investment, but you can assist in some way or the other to getting the beach to a certain standard that we can all be proud that it's in Berbice. So I'm just calling, and I would like to take the opportunity again to ask patrons, when you go there on Monday, please walk with some form of receptacle so you can dispose of your garbage in a nice, decent and clean manner, so that the environment would not be left dirty after we have had some of the activity.
Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Moore, for shedding some light and your passion to see that patrons really appreciate the effort that all these stakeholders and everybody is doing. And I want to say that sometimes there isn't no committee or the NDC there is playing a part, but Gobin Arbajan is at the beach becomes his baby. He was there and he's pioneering. Since the administration would have changed, he would have been on the television, he would have been at the beach 3 times per week exercising. And because of his presence at the beach so often, he was the one who discovered that they were a part of a space rocket or something that was on the beach there, right? So, Mr. Arbajan, we want to applaud you for the initiative that you would have organized with your resident in the area to do maintenance and to do cleaning and so. We want this beach to be a place that when people come, they must be able to be, wow. We may not have blue water, we may not have the nice cities like the other Caribbean island, but what we have here is unique, and that we can able to preserve our unique identity, and each one have to play that role in identifying our unique identity in our region. At this stage, I would want to pose a question to you, Mr. Nanpasad. Why you would have choose to bring the Miss Earth delegation to Region 6?
I hear you were speaking that the beach is unique, but the beach is unique. Before I go to your question,
Yes.
the beach is unique in many ways, and one of the ways the beach is unique, that is, for me, I think is the only beach in the world you can drive on.
Yeah.
And it's the only beach where you can find bottles, vehicle, and people all in the same place.
Okay.
And
That's
it has-
nice. That's nice.
Music,
So it's,
music,
so it's unique.
Yes.
big music, and people dancing.
The reason why, again, as I said earlier, Nanpasad and company always want to take up the social responsibility in doing things. And we always believe in doing different things because I've never seen myself in the past doing things that people already likes to do. I always want to do things different, do new innovative things, and bringing the Miss Earth up in Berbice for the weekend, quarantine for the weekend, I know it's going to highlight people because remember, people doesn't know anything about Miss Earth. And if they see Miss Earth, they go want to start to research about Miss Earth, learn more about Miss Earth, and be more involved in the environment and this green initiative. And you're going to create a whole background of researcher people, you know.
Yes.
So bringing these delegates, it's not about if bringing this 9 delegates and people see them well dressed and reach them and take up pictures. I think the effect behind that will be very great. And it will always be there now to understand that, you know what, we get a Miss Earth competition in Guyana, like we get a Miss World and all this competition. And they will look forward and learn more about it and the definition and the purpose of having a Miss World in a Miss Earth in Guyana.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Nanpasad. But you mentioned social responsibility. And you know, for too often that whenever you're being called or you send donation or you send and ask company to assist in giving back to their community, most time they are very hesitant in doing so. But I can always count on you, Mr. Nanpasad, every time Gobind Arbajan would have approached you on any initiative for the region and the people. You always give a willing yes, and you always on board. I want to ask all the other company to be like Mr. Nanpasad. You touched on a very important point where when you mention it, I smile. And you said you like to be unique and you come with different things. And it clearly shows that you're cutting your own path and you're leaving footprints in the lives of people so that other company can able to emulate what you would have started. They may not try to do the same thing as you are doing, like you are cutting your own path, but they can also come on board now with new initiative, new idea, and pardon for the growth and development of our citizen, of our region, and at large our country. So I must once again applaud you on that initiative, Mr. Nanpasad, that you would have taken. And we know that there is the corporate social responsibility of country, that you're not only out there to make a profit and to compete in the business world and to stay on top of the cutting edge of business, but you're also there to give back to the people. I would want to see more resident or more business community taking up the initiative, and they're free to partner with Nanpasad, Mr. Arbajan, so that we can able to you. It's not that you're pressuring government to create this committee to overlook, so we can have a smooth, so we can able to remove from just coming and we have 4 toilets, so we can able to have many facility built at the number 63. We can move into the direction where we can have Benabs built. We can able to have a separate area for parking lot and these kind of thing, how we can develop the beach. Mr. Nanpasad cannot do it alone. Mr. Arbajan cannot do it alone. We need each citizen, each resident, each business person to come out and to partner. And also, at this time, the regional administration, who would have been taking a main big lead in this year, because Mr. Arbajan, you would have mentioned that you approaches Miss Kim Steve, our REO, and that's a very nice woman, that you approach her last minute, but she still make funds available for you to have the washroom facility built in preparation for the Easter Monday. So that's a really great idea and
Yes.
appreciation from the REO. Would you touch that?
Yes, that's so true, and also the engineer, he was also he helped me set the recommendation up. He put the proposal up. He asked me, the numbers, and I said, look, you're the engineer, and he said the time is short, and I said, look, I spoke to the REO, and she's willing to come, to come and do it, and everything worked out perfectly. And I mentioned earlier in the program that the vice chairman also, when I spoke to him yesterday, he said he was going to the entrance and overlook some of the work. So that's make you feel that, look, it's not the one person, it's a team of people, because those are the people we can able to put together and make this committee with the locals. I always believe that if you empower the local, it will work better, because once you give them some guidance, is leadership. We're looking for leadership. And the NDC, the 52 before NDC gets some people within that area. You get Raj Lakram, you get Mr. Das, you get Thompson, you get some good guys there who also have the beach interest at heart. George, I also want to also touch on this, a few things here.
Yes.
Because I will touch on the beach part and what people should expect. I'm asking these heavy duty agriculture machinery, these owners of these machinery that park on the road, Easter Monday gonna be heavy traffic on the quarantine. If you can remove those things, put them in the street, what can be moved, because we want to prevent accident from happening. Most of these police will be at the beach, because we have animal. Yes, we can't predict when they will come out, but this heavy duty equipment and the road, I'm asking if you can just not park it that day, if you can find some other safe place, because the road is not that wide. It's, people spread paddy. If you cannot avoid doing it that day, drying paddy on the road, because it's dangerous.
Yes.
It's dangerous, yes. Especially, you see, we in Borbis, we may understand the road because we drive here up and down, but someone coming from Linden, Parika, may not have the same, understanding which area is more vehicle will park up, or where the animal in the, the come out in the area. So if we are asking people if they can, avoid that.
That is so true, Mr. Arbajan, because despite we're placing emphasis for person to participate and to be a part of the beach activity and all that. We would want also to have a no accident. We don't want person to come there and any life to be lost. One life, that's too much. So we're asking each person to play their part. There are going to be traffic ranks along the route on the way to 63, and not only 63 because there's a number of other beach on our roadway that they're going to be monitored. The public must able to cooperate with our police ranks. Mr. Williams and team, he's doing a great job there for the past years, and we want him to continue. So with him continuing to do his work, we're asking the public to assist him in doing his work, whereby Mr. Harbajan would have mentioned to remove your park lorry and heavy duty equipment that is on the roadside, so we can able to have a smooth flow of traffic. I would want person, because we're not going to look to have fun. If there is an emergency and we require the service of our ambulance or police, they must able to have this free movement of traffic, so that we wouldn't want our traffic to be blocked up at any way or so. So along the way, because there's a number of other beach that person going to go, I am asking at this time that the general public please use the road. And at this stage we can say that now your 5 C's are going to become effective, right? So please use your 5 C's on the Easter weekend. We know our Easter weekend have started. Please do not drink and drive. Please, if you're going to the beach and you're going to drive, designate a driver who is not drinking, so that your family can get to the beach, have a wonderful time, and they can get back to their respective place of abode in safety. And we continue building and partnering, because the Green State economy and the delegates that are going to be at the beach, it is not the final curtains for the event. It's just one leg of the event that is going to be in Berbice. They're going to be in other parts of Guyana, but this weekend is our opportunity in Berbice. And I would ask Barbician to grab hold of this opportunity and be a part of every activity that is being organized, that is being planned, and let us execute it. And we can all execute it in a manner that at the end of it, we all are happy with no life being lost. So, Mr. Nanpasad, in your, because we would have indicated our time, right? In wrapping up, would you mind your closing remarks? Say a few closing remarks.
Well, as you all have said, the beach always have a problem with management, and I believe that to have proper management, the 5274 NDC should be the one that carry the lead, because it's them village, and they should actually take care of the beach, where people like us assist them.
Yes.
Because I believe there must be an owner for everything.
Yes, ownership.
Ownership got to be established,
Yes.
and they are the form person to do it, and that's my way I would like to see happen. The other things too, the beach I would like to see, I'm encouraging a few people with tents and chairs to start to get into the business of washroom facility for rent.
Very well.
And I think if you have 10 washroom facility and you charge
A small fee.
fees for use those, which going to be business for the rental service, I think the entrepreneur could make some money, and it can create a very high standard for people to use. Because normally what happens with the washroom facility that we have there currently, by the time the day is halfway, it's get very built up, and sometimes it's unusable and all of that. So it's need a better system, because people are go there and they need facilities. Some people I know, they go to the beach, but they don't drink nothing, because they don't have the washroom facility, and that's the reason they don't drink anything, and that's not good enough. So
Yes.
I would like to see
Okay,
some
thank you
improvement.
very much, Mr. Nanprasad, for your closing remarks. We now have Mr. Terence.
Just quickly, because time is catching up on us. I would like to re-emphasize this whole question of preserving the environment. Let's go to 63 Beach on Monday. Be responsible people, act in a responsible manner. Try to preserve the environment. Walk with your garbage disposal receptacles, and let's keep the beach, maintain the beach as something that we can all be proud of. We must not have a situation where people just use the beach and have the garbage all over the place. Let's act as responsible people and preserve our environment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moore. Mr. Gobin Arbajan, I now give you the opportunity to do your closing remarks.
Yeah. One of the things is that Don Prasad would have touched on, that in everything you must have ownership. And I've been advocating for years now, not when my government come into power. It was previously that 5274 should take the lead of that 63 Beach. See, 5274 is a constituency, it's big, and it's made up of about 16 or 17 NDC councillors. And all are from different areas, and that in itself is a group right there. And however, we can only join with them, and I can assure Mr. Nanprasad, I'm going to make another proposal back to the regional chairman, and I will, indicate some of those people from that area and maybe some from the RDC, so we can have the region involved with that, right? I also want to emphasize and one last thing, that you're going to go to the beach, enjoy yourself. Please don't drink and drive, because the police will go zero tolerance with that, and no matter who you know on top, they're going to arrest you and charge you, right? Enjoy Easter Monday. But I will be at the beach, like I mentioned earlier, visiting all these food vendors and other, booths where people will sell food, etc. And I'm asking that you have something there next to you to take care of your garbage. If you don't, then we're going to have some serious discussion. And if you want some advice at this point, please make contact with the 5274 NDC, and they will guide you on what needs to be done.
I want to take the opportunity of thanking you gentlemen to be in studio tonight, where we bring you update and plans for the number 63 beach. At this stage, I would want to ask you, the resident, to come out, have fun, have clean fun. The other thing too, at this time as our program is winding down, I want to take the opportunity to wish my very good friend Miss Lady Pammy, all the way up in 42, West Babis. Do have a blessed birth night. And tomorrow evening, Lady Pammy have our birth night bashment going down at 42 Primary School, Tarmac. Be there. Person on the west side, take note. Residents and so on the west side, 42, big up yourself. And do have a blessed and safe weekend. God bless you. Happy Easter. Monday to 1 and on.
I just learned about a serious accident at number 57 Village. We were just mentioning about heavy duty machine, and I just got message we have a serious accident at 57 Village. So good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Be
Happy
careful.
Easter to everybody.
Don't drink and drive. Be careful on the road.
Thanks once again for accepting us into your home. Do have a blessed remainder of your night, and just remember to look out for our team from the Miss Earth delegations that are going to be moving across East Berbice. They are going to be at Corriverton tomorrow. Quick reminder, they are going to be at the number 63 beach, partnering with Nanprasad Group of Company to do some cleanup in preparation for the Easter Monday festivity at that beach. Then they are going to be at the tree municipality or town doing tree planting exercise. Resident, you are reminded to come out, listen up, and to participate in the activity. When the trees are finished and they plant them, then we have to take the ownership is on us to maintain them.
Also tomorrow, when the cleanup campaign start, anybody, any organization, any church, any NGOs, any person want to go to the beach, and assist in cleaning, feel free. You're going to meet the delegates, our delegates, all will be there, and we are looking forward. I know there's a guy named Teddy who is from Gaiwa. He always takes his group to clean out, and I'm calling and appealing and Mr. Teddy, if you can join the team tomorrow, you're more than welcome.
Thank you very much
Good night.
once again. Good night.
Good night.